All right, so yeah, so he would knock at the door for like 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes straight. Just so imagine sitting in the closet, all the lights out, right? All lights out, and just hearing that like every 30 minutes straight, 30 to 40 minutes straight every day. And like, I'm just praying that like something, I'm like, don't open the door, don't open the door, don't open the door. And then kept sticking notes underneath the door, like long drawn out notes. Like, how could you do this to your cousin? You need to at least contact her. I don't know what, like, basically like shaking me down too for like money. Like, I want the money, I want this, I want that, and the other thing. And I'm like, this greedy bitch, like, she's been like basically having me pay and like fund her way the whole time. I'm like, she stopped working when I started working, and then on top of it, I tell you, like, I have rheumatoid arthritis. I can't work 15-hour days. And then on top of it, she would ask me, like, once I would pay her, she'd be like, or if I would be a little short at the time, because I'd be like, all right, I'll pay the rest, like, in a few days, because the way it was, I was paying back stuff for her that she didn't pay. And then on top of it, she's like, do you have more money? I'm like, what? No, what is wrong with you? Like, I'm allocating, like, where I'm, like, foregoing certain things so that I could pay your way. And she's like sitting there, and then on top of it, she's like, oh, I only work 2 days a week. And I'm like, what? Like, so you went from working whatever to working 2 days a week? I'm like, huh? Make that make sense. I'm like, I don't know. But previously you told me the money from your mother's home that you guys sold was running out. I was like, what? Like, none of it just added up. She's like, oh, she was like always crying about how like she couldn't do this, that. No, you're just lazy. You just don't want to work. You're lazy and you want to be a princess and want everybody to pay your way for you, because you never learned life skills. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know, marry rich, whatever. But yeah, so then like the next day I paid to have my cat, because I was worried about my cat, like leaving him at the apartment. I'm like, I don't know if they would do something to him. So I paid to have somebody take my cat. And that's when I left, middle of the night. I left and I stayed at hotels here and there. And then the thing happened with Friendly's. And then I went back to New Jersey because I lost my job at Friendly's because the cook would sexually harass me and would bother me because he gave me his number and I didn't want to be bothered with him. And I told him to leave me alone, and he wouldn't. And he would harass me constantly and like make it worse for me at work, to the point where I bugged out on him the last day because I had enough. Like, I was being constantly bothered by this grimy ass, disgusting Cape Verdean guy that would like stare at me and like uncomfortably so, and like make everything hard for me because he'd be like, why are you doing it like that? Why? And I told him, stay in your lane, sir. Stay in your lane. I don't come back there and tell you how to cook. I was like, don't come back here and tell me how to do what I need to do. Stay in your lane. Learn that. Yeah, so I like just flipped out and I was like, I gave him the finger and I left. I was just done. I was so done by that point anyway. Because they did a lot of messed up stuff to me there too. Especially Miss Crunchbowl with her little like bun on top of her head. But yeah, so anyway, I was like, so I ended up leaving there, and then I went back to New Jersey because I figured I'm from New Jersey, so I'll get help there. No. Basically, I went to the whatchamacallit, what is it, welfare building that you go to? Social services building in Elizabeth. But anyway, I went there and they treated me horribly. I was there all day and I didn't get help. I went back to go live in my hot car I went back to my mom's to see if like anything changed. I thought maybe like they were different because it was like a year later and I could let them back in my life. And I had been gone like over a year, and she told me how much she missed me, but her focus was, I'm telling you, like everything I've been through, and that basically like my family moved me out there to leave, to get rid of me. And she was like, her focus was, the thing that she brought up was basically, I had spilled something on her carpet a few years prior. And I have never heard the end of that because I ruined her carpet. I spilled something by accident and I never heard the end of it ever. So she brought that up. That was what was brought up. Yeah. You haven't seen me in like a year or so, and I tell you everything that I've been through. And I left because you guys were toxic. And I told you guys why I was leaving. I told you exactly why I was leaving. I came back to see if any of the toxicity was fixed, and it wasn't. And basically, like I said, like she was like, she told me she was like, you could stay here, but there was always that conditional but. Like, and that gives somebody the out to be an asshole and be like, she can go back to other people in the family and be like, well, I told her she could stay here. Yeah, but it was conditional. It was conditional with, I had to make an apology to somebody that was abusive to me. So a public apology they wanted to know. So I was just like, it was hot. And I had grown so much already. And I cried. That's a horrible feeling when you think you're going to have respite from being and it was hot in the car. It was like, we had a lot of heat waves this past summer. I baked in that car. And I was like, I cried that day. I cried. And I was just like, I thought I was going to be able to sleep in like cool air. And no, I had to just go. And it was what I had to do in order for my growth, because you can't be in that situation where you're in toxicity and expect to grow. Your surroundings do tend to dictate the inside. At some point it starts to seep through. So so I made that decision to go again because they didn't understand why I had left. So I had to do that again, and I went and slept in the car again throughout the summer. And like every little thing that I tried to do, because of the fact that they had cops involved, they were able to thwart a lot of stuff. Everything was extra hard, as you can see. You can go back through and see like the documentation. But yeah. So I'm not supposed to be here right now. So every single moment that I have is a blessing. And everything has been a lesson, and everything has pushed me to my purpose and strengthened me. So I don't know why that was on my heart to share again, but it's obviously going to help somebody. And if it does, then that's enough for me to be able to share. And that's part of the reason why I do share with people. It's not for attention. It's not for views. I don't care. Me and you, whoever's watching this, we are not the same. And I say that because it's not a sense of arrogance. It's not, I don't have the same values. Like the things most people want, I don't want. Since I was small, the one thing I wanted to reach, the only thing that I really was concerned about, and I couldn't understand why until now, was reaching self-actualization and my highest potential and doing what it is I'm here to do. And that's exactly what these past few years has done. It was basically the catalyst that pushed me into my purpose. So it was kind of like Oedipus, right? Self-fulfilling prophecy. They were trying to basically thwart me, but they propelled me. It's like pulling back an arrow.